Live from Clown World Network Studios with your host, Brian Morris. How's it going this evening? We got a great show for you this evening. Got a lot of breaking news, some great events coming up. We just wanted to touch base with you and get logged into what we're doing. Again, we're still connecting all of our assets. So we've been working on our Twitter and our YouTube and Instagram. When we're starting to get all those together, I didn't realize how overwhelming it was to actually stream all these things. So I give a new credit to a lot of these streamers that are out there. It's a pretty exciting day today. Got my Christmas down. Let's be honest. A lot of us are still been forcing ourselves to just bypass it every day. I walk over all the Christmas decorations that got kind of piled in the corner, but I still had my Christmas tree up, and I think I didn't even turn it off until like a week ago. And I don't know, maybe it's some psychological thing that we were still hoping that Santa Claus was going to bring us a win, but we didn't get it. My stocking was filled full of coal and liberals and Democrats this year. And I'll tell you what, I wish I could get a refund. Not going to happen. I do want to bring up that we have scheduled two great events. So as you guys know, we've been known for our rallies and our car rallies and our flag waving rallies. We've got two events simultaneously happening. One actually, consecutively happening on March 6th. In conjunction with Arizona Off-Road Patriots. If you find them on Facebook, AZ Off-Road Patriots. We did several events with AZ Off-Road Patriots this year, and they came to us. We kind of worked with it today. It's going to be in conjunction. It's going to be a dual sponsored type of event. But what we're trying to do is make sure the world knows that we're not defeated. Now, I'm real impressed with the way AZ Off-Road Patriots has run their rallies. We're going to do flag waving. And we're still haven't decided if we're going to have people turn their flags upside down or not. We don't know if we're going over the top with that. But we definitely want people to come out and show their support and show the community that we're not defeated and we're not going to give up. This is a big thing. There's so many people who are still lost right now, who are still in disbelief about what's going on, especially over the last 5 to 7 days that we've had. 5 to 6 days, not even that. Gosh, it seems like it's been like a week already, but it's really only been like 4 or 5 days that Biden's been in office and all the damage that he's already started to inflict on our country. So we're going to be going out, doing our flag waving. We're going to end up at Dillions in Morristown. We've got a lot of activities going on. We're actually going to be streaming live and doing a couple episodes while we're out there for Clown World Network. And we're going to start abbreviating that with the CWN. That's our kind of our call letters now, CWN. And we're going to be out there doing that. We've got some great bands. Of course, Dillions doesn't disappoint with the awesome barbecue. And as you know, I'm kind of a barbecue fanatic. So this is a great place for me. George is a very gracious host. He has a great staff. There's a lot of parking, a lot of seating. We're going to have some great speakers out there as well. So we're going to be bringing out some good information and giving you some breaking news, some events that are going to be happening that we're going to be gearing up for the week prior to March 6th, which is why we chose that date. So now to the big topic. Yesterday, we announced the breaking news of the FEC filing for the Patriot Party that named Donald Trump's campaign. Well, today, in an article with The Guardian, the Donald Trump for President campaign has distanced itself from the Patriot Party and said that it is not working in conjunction with fundraising efforts. Now, it's a big thing to know that Donald Trump has alluded to the fact that maybe he would start this whole Patriot Party or do something. And today they distance themselves, and that's the reality of it. So it's, even though he's kind of alluded to it and talked about a third party, one of the key words, one of the key phrases from this is it said that it's the public has been misled to believe that the Patriot Party's activities have been authorized by Mr. Trump. That is not, in fact, true. And I kind of alluded to this last night. I wasn't able to confirm it because there was so much news happening yesterday. He hinted that he was considering forming his own party, but he's also aware that if he does form his own party, that the fractures that are already happening are going to continue to increase, and he's not looking to hurt the party whatsoever. Donald Trump is a true patriot. He's a great leader. The thing about the Patriot Party is it does create a fracture within the party itself. So you have this cataclysm that we're trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid falling off the cliff. However, that doesn't mean that you can't endorse the Patriot Party and the ideals that it stands for, being a constitutionalist party, and help reform the Republican Party. Today we met again. We have some meetings with Daniel McCarthy on Wednesday. We're vetting Daniel McCarthy as a possible candidate for governor in Arizona. You heard it here first. We've got a great group of business owners and very smart individuals. We're going to have Jay Flash, one of my good friends. He's also a social media personality, but he's a lot of good conservatives want to see some good things happen in the next 2 years, the next 4 years, but we have to start now. So we're going out and we're vetting these guys. We're trying to get behind people now so that we can start pushing them out there and introducing them to our audiences, introducing them to the public, finding out what they're about, who they are behind the scenes, who they are politically behind the scenes. Are they true to their beliefs and their values, or they just have political aspirations? So we have these meetings, and they started on Inauguration Day when we got together, and it was just a bunch of business owners that said, "Hey, instead of us partaking in this solemn awareness of the fact that our party lost, let's take an active involvement in making sure that the party can flourish in the future." And part of that is getting behind candidates now, not 4 or 5 months or a year before the election, but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 years from now. What are we doing? How are we embracing? How are we empowering? How are we getting the next leaders equipped to lead? And this is a top-down, bottom-up type of movement. It is something that is going to attack the very essence of city, state, and local offices, as well as the governorship, the county seats, and then work towards building a more unified party to better represent our state in a presidential election. We have got to change the way we look at elections. We've got to change the way we look at our parties. Otherwise, if we do not evolve, we die. Without evolution, we die. And right now, the parties are kind of very similar. One has gone really far this way, and one has gone really far this way. And we have to find a way to recenter ourselves and remember what the moderate means. And it means that we have to look at both sides of the coin if we're going to entice people over. There has never been a better time for a movement like this than right now. And the reason being is there's already people on the Democratic side that are having buyer's remorse about Joe Biden. And they've said it, they've talked about it, and they have already come out publicly and exclaimed, "Hey, this isn't what we signed up for." When you have an extremist agenda, you have people who are not extremists, who are more centered, who have that, "Hey, I just happen to lean this way." Isn't a political party, the whole essence of us identifying with a political party is that one party holds more of our values and beliefs than the other party. But it doesn't mean that we can totally discredit the other side like what's happened this year. This year has been a complete clusterfuck. And It has been the most divisive election I've ever seen, where people are unfriending each other. They're becoming hostile and aggressive at family functions. We need to get away from that. We need to find a way to bridge this gap. And part of bridging this gap is getting away from whatever extreme views we're pushing on this side and whatever extreme views are being held on this side, and finding a way to meet somewhere in the middle. I love this country. I love America. I'm born, bred, and very happy to be in America. I know we're offered opportunities, but I know that if we sit back on our haunches and allow them to be stripped away little by little, that at some point it's going to be a different story about what's happening here in America. And let me tell you something. All we've seen in the last few days is executive orders, and we have seen tantrums with these executive orders just to undo what Donald Trump did. Just to undo what he did. That's what these are. They're tantrums. They're tantrum orders. No, you're not going to do this. No, you're not going to do this. No, we're not going to have a Keystone Pipeline. The common sense and the studies and the science doesn't say the Keystone Pipeline is bad for the environment. The Democrats say it's bad for the environment. The oil is still going to get here. It's going to transfer through railroads and trucking, which exposes the environment to more harm. So we have a government right now that is just throwing a tantrum over the Donald Trump legacy, trying to undo it as much as possible. Doesn't it scare you that this is not even a Congress and a Senate that controls both houses? Does it not scare you that if a president is so hell-bent on representing the party by undoing a lot of the good things, no more, we're going to stop the moratorium, we're going to stop deporting people, we're going to stop criminalizing, we're going to release all these people that are in detention into the world. What? We're going to stop building the wall, we're going to stop this, we're going to stop that. It's just been a negative just to undo the policies that Donald Trump has. And they can't really even justify as to the reason why or how it's going to benefit the rest of us. The one thing that has really angered me, and I'm going to get wound up a little bit over the last few days, is they keep talking about party unity. And they keep talking about how they want to bring manufacturing jobs back and they want to have everything made in America. Then why did we just get a stimulus bill that was supposed to be for Americans that had trillions of dollars being exported of your and my money to other countries? I am of the belief that do as you say as you do, and let's be consistent about it. Don't export my tax dollars, raise my taxes, and then tell me you're going to better the country. That just doesn't make sense. You don't need to raise my taxes. You need to better utilize the money that I have. You need to run a better government. That's what we're about. On that note, I just want to remind you that I get a little wound up, so you got to forgive me. But I just wanted to go through and say that, hey, fracturing the party right now and causing this separation from the Republican Party is not the way to go. We need to become active and involved in equipping and empowering our next leaders. It means bringing them up, grooming them, giving them the tools and the support they need to move forward, because right now, good, solid leaders are hard to find, and the good people are not stepping up because they just do not want to be in the limelight or take the abuse of what just happened. So again, breaking news, Donald Trump is not endorsing the Patriot Party. The Patriot Party, this is a very PAC-oriented filing that happened yesterday with the FEC. That's what I was discussing yesterday. We couldn't confirm it until today. Donald Trump confirmed it for us through the Guardian, through his campaign. So we'll just keep watching the news and keep trying to validate the headlines, trying to find good information that makes sense, that's going to actually hit home and resonate. And hopefully you guys will understand that the danger of this whole formation of another party that would take years and years and years to really establish itself. Do I think we need change within our party? That is an absolute 100% yes. I'm the first one to raise my hand and say that the leaders that we have in place on a state and federal level, all the way down to our committee chairs, are really messed up. They really just have this whole power hungry thing that they're happy to be sitting in this this chair position and believe that it's a power position instead of being in the betterment of our communities and the betterment of our state and the betterment of the party. We need to remember to put people first, not party first. Don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. It's not about the party. It's about the people. And we need to find a way to deliver that message over and over and over again. So on that, if you're available on March 6th, we're going to continue to post our event. If you're interested, go to AZ Off-Road Patriots. I'll have links in the body of this, as well as all of the information that we have. So you can click right on the story and look at the story about Donald Trump today. And remember, get your Christmas decorations down. I'm going to a lot of houses and I'm seeing a lot of Christmas trees. Went to a house today and they still had the full yard display up. It was pretty creepy because I was like, man, aren't we at the end of January already? But then I came home and I saw my stuff, and that's what kind of motivated me to get my Christmas tree down. So I finally got my Christmas tree down, put in the garage, ready to go for another 10 months. But I'm ready to go right now for what's happening tomorrow in our political state. On that note, be good to each other. Know that I love you. And we'll talk to you all again real soon. Remember, it's a clown world, and we're just clowning around.